We've already documented the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season in multiple ways on Weather World. Tonight I'd like to close the book with a special satellite view. First, by the numbers. 17 named storms, 10 became hurricanes, all of them in a row, the most consecutive hurricanes in the satellite era, from Franklin to Ophelia. 6 major hurricanes, the most since 2005, and by far the costliest Atlantic hurricane season on record, nearly all due to Harvey, Irma, and Maria, the first major hurricanes to hit the U.S. in a dozen years. Here's a unique way to visualize the season, courtesy of NASA, using 3 different types of aerosol particles to track the wind and thus make storms easy to see, including hurricanes. Here, shades of blue represent particles of sea salt picked up over the ocean and carried by the wind. Shades of white indicate smoke from wildfires, evident here in August as puffs of white originating mainly in the U.S. Pacific Northwest. And brown shades represent dust, lofted high in the air from the Sahara Desert. By this time, late August, Hurricane Harvey was getting its act together and moving into Texas, where it stalled for days, while other non-tropical storms are evident over the open Atlantic. Meanwhile, Irma formed in the far eastern Atlantic, dragging desert dust with it, which eventually got washed out of the air by the storm's rain. As Pacific Northwest fires continued to spew smoke that was blown across the U.S. into the Atlantic, Irma made a beeline for the Caribbean, followed closely by Hurricane Jose. Irma directly impacted the U.S., while Jose meandered just off the coast, then teased the mid-Atlantic, but never hit the mainland. Maria soon followed, and after devastating parts of the Caribbean, it too took a swing and a miss at the eastern seaboard, then tugged quickly east and north by high-level mid-latitude winds. By the end of September, the Atlantic had quieted down, but you can still see massive amounts of Saharan dust blowing off the African continent. In early October, Hurricane Ophelia formed in the far eastern Atlantic. This unusual storm eventually moved northeast, transporting not only Saharan dust, but also smoke from wildfires in Portugal, all the way to Ireland and the United Kingdom. By late October, the tropics had pretty much shut down, and swirls over more northern latitudes became more prominent, signaling that autumn would soon surrender to the cold season and the dominant storms of the mid-latitudes. Though I used this simulation specifically to track the hurricane season, it also demonstrates a more general principle. Particles in the atmosphere can travel huge distances and in the process act as tracers of the wind. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.